Modi from Ballari, Karnataka, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanu Pranam, all glory to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare,
Thank you for joining, Prabhu.
Hare Bol, thank you. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Madhavi Pranam to you and all the devotees on the call. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Rupini Padma Devi Dasi from Orlando, Florida.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dhanu Pranam, all glory to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji, for joining.
Hare Krishna, Amrita Prabhu, and all the assembled devotees. Dhanvat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Shamarasika Devidasi and Nikunja Rajdas from Germantown, Maryland.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dhanu Pranam, all glory to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj. Thank you for joining.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Pooja from Sydney.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dhanu Pranam, all glory to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj. Thank you for joining, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. This is Amrita Devidasi from Bengaluru, India. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Gaurang.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dhanu Pranam, all glory to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj. Thank you for joining, Mataji. And also, I would like to say, today's appearance day of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and he is our prominent Vaishnava Acharya. So, he was determined to spread the message of Krishna consciousness to the Western world. So he sent many students to the West, but it remained unsuccessful. But fortunately, he had one disciple, Srila Prabhupada. So he sent Srila Prabhupada to Western countries. So Srila Prabhupada carried out his orders, his Guru Maharaj's order, and spread the Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement to every corner of this globe. So, today I think we will be fasting a half day at least. Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna. You may take over the call when you're ready.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much for that introduction. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. I was looking for, if I have some book of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, I have it. I was just looking into my Papa has got opened. So I was just seeing. No problem. At the end, we will speak something about Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur at the end. Now, let us start with Canto 6, Chapter 18, Text 47 onwards. I'm supposed to speak. So, I think it's 47, right, Mataji? From 47, right?
Yes, Mataji. So. Yes, Mataji. Sorry, I was on mute.
Yes, okay. Let's pray first. Namo Vishnupadaaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swamniti Namini Namacharya Padani Taiki Papudani Gaurta Damdaya Nagragram Tarani Namo Vishnupadaaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamniti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvisheshunyavadi Aschati Deshtarane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Bhutikdadar Shri Sadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat kripatamam vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hri Om Tatsat. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirai Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So we start with Srimad Bhagvatam, Canto 6, Chapter 18, Text 47. But before that, let's see what happened in the past. This is the topic about how Diti vows to kill King Indra. So we had seen how Diti was determined to kill Indra. Therefore, she artificially tries to behave very sweetly with her husband. And like any other husband, the husband gets captivated by his wife's sweet behavior, and he promises that you ask any boon and I will give you. A husband is like a demigod. A husband, if a husband is pleased by a chaste wife, then what husband cannot give? All these things. And then she says, please, then, if you're so pleased, please give me a son who will kill Indra. It was very heartbreaking for Kashyapa, and he thinks that, oh, these women, they speak sweetly outside, but inwardly they have razor like a sharp edged heart, and it is very dangerous to deal with them. And I was not under sense control, so I got trapped by her. So now what should I do? And peacefully thinks, and then he thinks, okay, for the evil that she is carrying in her heart, to destroy that, I should make her do some Vaishnava austerity. And so he actually guides her to do Pumsavana Vrata, which is a ritual to please Lord Vishnu. And he thinks that if she pleases Lord Vishnu, the dirt of hatred that she has to kill someone's son will be destroyed, and she will be protected like that. Otherwise, I will glide down to hell, he thought. If I will fulfill her desire, and if a son is born to kill Indra, I will go to hell, and it's very degrading. This time, Kashyapa was smart, because once bitten, twice shy, as the saying goes like that. So once he gave in to her wish, and he united with her, and he got two demoniac sons. And now this time he didn't want to commit the blunder, even though he was stuck with by giving a vow. He thought, I will fulfill her vow, I will make her do Vaishnava austerity, and then let her be saved. So what happens next is from the 47th verse. Let me tell you the breakup. 6.18 point. Yeah. So 32 to verse 32 to 43, Diti's desire to kill Indra and Kashyapa's reflections. No? And then 44 to 54, Kashyapa instructs Diti in Pumsavana vow. So from 47 to 53, out of 44 to 54, we see all instructions of Kashyapa. And 47 to 53, we will see how Kashyapa Muni instructs the rules of the Pumsavana vow, wherein from 47 to 51, he teaches what are the do-nots, and from 52 to 53, he teaches the do's, what a woman should do to complete this vow. Then 55 to 64, it explains about the birth of the Maruts. Actually, the question that was asked by Parikshit Maharaj was, why and how come that, Maruts, Parikshit had asked in 21st verse, why did Indra convert persons born with demoniac mentality into demigods? Did they perform any rituals or pious activities? I and all the sages present here are eager to know this. Kindly explain. This was the question. Means, how come Maruts, who are born of Diti's womb, instead of becoming Asuras, how they become Devatas? That is the question. Did the Maruts do some austerities to please Vishnu? This was the question. So the answer is, the Maruts didn't do the austerity, but the mother did it. Mother Diti did it, the austerity, because her husband became smart to guide her in a way that it appears like her desire is fulfilled, but actually her dirt is removed in such a way that the desire also is gone. So she is still satisfied and happy. By removing if you can't fulfill a wrong desire, give the ability to remove the wrong from the heart, so that the desire is gone and desire won't trouble her anymore. So this is what happened actually. So then verse 65 to 67, glorification of worshipping the transcendental Lord, and 68 to 78, honest discussion between Diti and Indra. There the chapter ends. So let's see how many verses we can cover today. I will go on till 6:45, and then we go for question answers for 15 to 20 minutes only. Okay. So now let's start with Canto 6, chapter 18, text 47. Sri Kashyapa Uvacha Na himsyad bhuta jatani na sapin nantram vadit na shapin nantram nantram nantam nandritam vadit na chindyan na karomani na sprashed yad amangalam. So, Canto 6, Chapter 18, Text 47, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Kashyapa Muni said, My dear wife, to follow this vow, do not be violent or cause harm to anyone. Do not curse anyone and do not speak lies. Do not cut your nails and hair and do not touch impure things like skulls or bones. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. So Kashyapa Muni's first instruction to his wife was not to be envious. The general tendency of anyone within this material world is to be envious, and therefore, to become a Krishna conscious person, one must curb this tendency, as stated in Srimad Bhagvatam. Paramo nirmatsaranam. A Krishna conscious person is always non-envious, whereas others are always envious. Thus, Kashyapa Muni's instruction that his wife not be envious indicates that this is the first stage of advancement in Krishna consciousness. Kashyapa Muni desired to train his wife to be a Krishna conscious person, for this would suffice to protect both her and Indra. See, this vow was very smartly taught by the intelligent sage Kashyapa to protect himself, to protect his wife, and also to protect Indra. And the whole thing was that she was envious of Indra about his power, and so she wanted to kill him. So the first to do this particular vow, of Pumsavana, a person has to live a non-envious life. So this is the instruction. So when you are practicing non-envy for 1 year, and that this year should go, at least for 1 year, this Varta should go on. So in 1 year's time, for envy is fully gone, then she'll not even have the desire to kill Indra. What else was his motive? Let's see. But here, Prabhupada says that actually he was trying to make her a Krishna conscious person, because Krishna conscious people are Suhradam, they are also well-wishers like Krishna. Krishna is Suhradam Sarva Bhutanam. So devotees are also, there's a verse in third canto which says, how a devotee is very saintly. I think it's the 25th chapter of third canto, which gives different qualities of a devotee, like he has no enemies, and he is suhrda to all sarvadehinam, suhrdam sarvadehinam, he is tolerant, he is austere, a Krishna conscious person, and he follows the scriptures, and and things like that. So this is a quality of a saintly person. So here Kashyapa Muni wanted her to become a saintly Krishna conscious devotee, and therefore he says that you are not supposed to be envious. And Prabhupada says, actually, in Krishna consciousness, the first thing that happens is the person, Krishna conscious person is always non-envious, whereas others are always envious. But you see, anybody else, there is envy in this world, enough envy in this world. They say women are very envious, but we see the envy of men in their offices, when it comes to promotions, when it comes to increments. They do feel, because all jivas are suffering from this quality, and it is more manifest in women, bodied souls who are not devotees. Whatever we speak in this particular topic, this particular chapter, Prabhupada also says that it is all applicable to those who are in the bodily plane, whoever are on the bodily plane, who are not Krishna conscious. For them, all these words hold good, all these characters characteristics are belonging to those women-bodied souls, those male-bodied souls who are not Vaishnavas. But for Vaishnavas, they are non-envious, they are the best well-wishers for everybody, and they are very tolerant. So their qualities are very different from the materialists. So Kapila Muni's instruction that his wife be not envious indicates that this is the first stage of advancement in Krishna consciousness, says Prabhupada. Actually, envy, I had heard in one of the lecture of His Grace Sarvabhauma Prabhu that this envy is one quality which everyone has till they get full Krishna prema. When we get 1% Krishna prema, then there is 99% envy. You know, he said like that. When we have 99% Krishna prema, there is still 1% envy. So when we have 100% Krishna prema, then we are totally non-envious. So, but devotees, they when they start practicing, they are quite serious about their practices, and therefore there is so much of mercy coming in. Like we may have some 20% or 30% of whatever we are destined to have, then that much envy is less. Means at least in the devotees, you will not find so much envy. There's so less envy, and there is so much of suhurdam sarvabhutanam. There's so much of well-wishing tendency in Krishna conscious persons. So the first thing is, as you start practicing, you start becoming a little Krishna conscious, little service oriented, little Krishna prema, 1%, 2% starts developing in every devotee. Therefore, that much envy comes down, So, so the next verse, then what happened next? Canto 6, chapter 18, text 48. Napsu snanyana kupyeta na sambhasheta durjanai na vasita dhautavasa srujam cha vidritam kvachit. Translation, Canto 6, chapter 18, text 48 by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Kashyap Muni continued, my dear gentle wife, never enter the water while bathing, never be angry, and do not even speak or associate with wicked people. Never wear clothes that have not been properly washed, and do not put on a garland that has already been worn. So you see, he's teaching all the do nots, as we had seen that the first few verses from 47th verse up to 51st verse, you will see what are the do nots that he's telling her to do in this as a part of Pumsavana Vrata. So Canto 6, chapter 18, text 49. Nochistam chandika nannam cha samisham vrisha lahritam punchitoda hyaya drishtam pibain nanjalina tvapaha. Canto 6, chapter 18, text 49, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Never eat leftover food, never eat prasada offered to the goddess Kali, and do not eat anything contaminated by flesh or fish. Do not eat anything brought or touched by a Shudra, nor anything seen by a woman in her menstrual period. Do not drink water by joining your palms. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Generally, the goddess Kali is offered food containing meat and fish, and therefore Kashyapa Muni strictly forbade his wife to take the remnants of such food. Actually, a Vaishnava is not allowed to take any food offered to the demigods. A Vaishnava is always fixed in accepting prasada offered to Lord Vishnu. Through all these instructions, Kashyapa Muni in a negative way instructed his wife Diti how to become a Vaishnavi. So you see, Prabhupada is explaining why she should not take the remnants of Mother Kali is because Mother Kali, they offer flesh and fish and whatnot. So he was telling her to strictly abstain from alcohol and meat, etc. So indirectly, he was teaching her how to be a Vaishnavi. Prabhupada is saying that this is self-explanatory because we are following the four regulative principles. And so here Prabhupada is saying that, so we don't eat food from demigod. Vaishnava is generally seen here, it's said that Vaishnava is also fixed in accepting prasada offered to Lord Vishnu. So that's why in ISKCON it is strictly told not even to eat in the restaurants. So we are supposed to eat food which is offered to Lord Vishnu only or Krishna only. So Prabhupada also says actually a Vaishnava is not allowed to take any food offered to the demigods. So that's the same idea. Demigods means, such things. Here in Bangalore, in some temples, they offer, they give in the name of prasad food given mixed with onion and garlic also. In some Shiva temples or even in Dubai, in the Shiva temple, initially they used to give food cooked with onions, and then our devotees went and told Shiva is a Parama Vaishnava. He will not eat onions, he'll eat only Krishna Prasad. So you people should offer something, and Shastric references and all were shown, and then they agreed, and then they would offer, So I was told by my teacher that if we are thinking that the demigods will never eat food before giving to Krishna, and because they are also devotees, so they will be offering any food to Krishna and then honoring it. In that consciousness, you can eat food from the devatas, but suppose if that's not the consciousness, and or if the temples, those who cook food, they don't have that consciousness, and they are cooking food with onions and offering to devatas and things like that, it is very strictly, it should be avoided. So this is my understanding. So now we go to Canto 6, Chapter 18, text 50. Nochista prishta salila sandhyaya mukta murdhaja anarchita samyata vak na samvita bahishcharet. Canto 6, Chapter 18, text 50, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. After eating, you should not go out to the street without having washed your mouth, hands, and feet. You should not go out in the evening or with your hair loose. Nor should you go out unless you are properly decorated with ornaments. You should not leave the house unless you are very grave and are sufficiently covered. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Kashyapa Muni advised his wife not to go out onto the street unless she was well decorated and well dressed. He did not encourage the mini skirts that have now become fashionable. In Oriental civilization, when a woman goes out onto the street, she must be fully covered so that no man will recognize who she is. All these methods are to be accepted for purification. If one takes to Krishna consciousness, one is fully purified, and thus one remains always transcendental to the contamination of the material world. It's very interesting. Women, I knew that in the Vedic times, the women used to be quite covered. And I also heard that when Draupadi, beautiful Draupadi, the most beautiful woman of the universe, the most beautiful woman of the universe, Draupadi, was given in marriage, I have heard that she was so much nicely covered that even sun's ray could not touch her body directly. Means she was so nicely covered. So we have seen, and we even now in India, in Rajasthan, we see women are really, they cover their face also with a very thin dupatta, and the whole sari is covering their body and things like that. So Prabhupada says that why women were covered, because if at all they're going out to the streets, then nobody should even recognize them, who they are. See, even in the house, women were kept inside. When a guest comes, they go inside so that the guests won't even get to see them. And if at all they're going out, then people will see. So they were covered so much. They would cover so much that if people see, they should not even know who she is, like that. So yes, I do see in my life when I was wearing jeans and some loose shirts during my college days, I would invite trouble for myself from some other unknown men on the roads. But once I started wearing a sari and going out with the pallu covering in front, the men when they're walking in front of me, they just turn like this. They give me way, you know. They turn and they make space like this. They walk, you know, and I get enough space. I turn actually before I come across a man coming from front. I turn, but the other person in front also turns. And once it so happened we were in Dubai, and I taught a Filipino girl, you know, she was a friend of a Filipino devotee. She started coming to my home, and I was preaching to her a little bit. And I gifted her a gopi dress because she wanted one. And she asked me that if she could just wear the gopi blouse and the skirt without the dupatta, and she can walk on the road while coming to my home. I said, no, no, no. You know, dupatta should be worn covering the chest like this. Then she said, oh, okay, fine. What will happen if I don't wear? I said, no, no, that's not the way. That's not the way of wearing. You have to wear it like that only. She said, okay. And she wore it and she came. I said, you know, both the times I wore this gopi dress, I'm very surprised. These men who walk on the road, they purposely dash us and walk. But they're not dashing. They gave me way like this. They turn like this and they gave me way. When I walk, I'm very surprised. This dress is very special, she said. So actually, you know, if women want to be treated in a special way, especially affectionately respected by everyone, even the unknown people, then a nice sari with a nice pallu, with a nice work in the pallu, you know, is recommended. So the pallu, if it looks nice, when you cover, you will still have one portion looking so pretty, and you will look so much respectable. And men, though they may look at the women who are half dressed, but if you ask them, do you want to marry her? They will not want to marry. They just want to look and enjoy. But you know, a woman who maintains her respect and dignity, men are happy to marry also. You know, so young girls actually, they should learn to dress up nicely. No, we don't say you cover fully and look ugly. We say you cover yourself in such a way that every part of your dress should look very pretty, you know, and very respect worthy. So it should add to your charm, not bring down your charm. This is what I would suggest to my daughter. And I would ensure that when I buy her dresses, I would buy as many dupattas with nice work on it, so that when she covers the dupatta should look nice like this, so that the girls will not be demotivated. If my daughter will look ugly by covering, then the other girls of her age may say, ah, this one, that's why only we don't wear dupatta. So like this, I have been trying to follow. That's what Prabhupada says, that if one takes Krishna consciousness, one is fully purified, and thus one remains always transcendental to the contaminations of the material world. Because Prabhupada calls that mini skirt as a contamination, which has unfortunately now become fashionable. But actually, see, you know, when women want to wear mini skirts, then they have to take care of presenting their legs very nicely by waxing and so many things, you know, so many austerities. But those who fully cover, they don't have to bother how their body is, and actually we are protecting our skin from unnecessary exposure to the sun also. So it's always nice to be fully covered. And as I Prabhupada used to make all his women disciples wear sari, you know, and he would taught them how to wear sari actually. So wearing a sari by fully covering ourselves is a dress that commands respect. Now the next verse, Canto 6, chapter 18, text 51. Nadhauta pada prayata narjapada udakshira saita naparan nanyair na nagna na cha sandhyayoho. Canto 6, chapter 18, text 51, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. You should not lie down without having washed both your feet, or without being purified, nor with wet feet, or with your head pointed west or north. You should not lie naked or with other women, or during the sunrise or sunset. See some of the rules. During sunrise, during sunset, you should not sleep. And it is told that if you sleep with the head pointing to the west, your worries will increase. And if we sleep with the head pointing to the north, our death will come quickly. Only a head pointing towards the east enhances knowledge, and putting your head to the south enhances your strength. So, so these rules are therefore told, and yes, it is told that if we go out, we should wash our feet and also wipe our feet before we sleep. This is what I have heard even from our Guru Maharaj in one of the lectures, that at night, we have to wash our feet and wipe our feet and sleep like that. And somewhere else also, I think I remember faintly, not clearly, that if you don't want to get bad dreams, then some of these rules are also followed. Wash your feet daily, goggle your mouth, nothing should be stuck, and things like that, and wipe your feet and things like that. So these are some of the do nots. The 51st verse and 52nd verse, 10 to 6, chapter 18, text 52. Tautavas Shuchir Nityam Sarvamangala Samyuta Puja Yet Prata Rashat Prag Govipran Shriyam Achyutam. Canto 6, chapter 18, text 52, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Putting on washed clothing, being always pure, and being adorned with turmeric, sandalwood pulp, and other auspicious items before breakfast. One should worship the cows, the brahmanas, the goddess of fortune, and the supreme personality of Godhead. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. If one is trained to honor and worship the cows and brahmanas, he is actually civilized. The worship of Supreme Lord is recommended, and the Lord is very fond of the cows and brahmanas. Namo Brahmane Devaya Go Brahmane Hitaya Cha. In other words, civilization in which there is no respect for the cows and the brahmanas is condemned. One cannot become spiritually advanced without acquiring the Brahminical qualifications and giving protection to the cows. Cow protection ensures sufficient food prepared with milk, which is needed for an advanced civilization. One should not pollute civilization by eating the flesh of cows. A civilization must do something progressive, then it is an Aryan civilization. Instead of killing the cow to eat flesh, civilized men must prepare various milk products that will enhance the condition of society. If one follows the Brahminical culture, he will become competent in Krishna consciousness. So here clearly, Prabhupada is telling us that we can substitute the meat of cows with things like paneer, because Prabhupada elsewhere has told that why do you want, cow is our mother. She gives us milk like our mother does. Our mother also stops giving milk after a certain period of time. So particular cow stops giving us milk, but another cow gives us milk. So cow, the cow class itself represents our mother. When our mother stops giving milk, we don't kill and eat her meat. then how can we kill mother cow and we can eat? If you're so much wanting to eat meat, then make paneer and add it into your dishes. That's also chewy, like the meat. Like that, he had told. I do not know the taste of meat. I never ate in my life, but I heard it is a bit chewy, and so is the paneer a bit chewy. This is what I've heard. Um, Paneer is a bit chewy. So that's why Prabhupada is suggesting that you make nice milk products. If you really want to eat meat, make milk product, but don't kill the cow, because killing the cow um, is is not going to help us become Krishna conscious. As long as we do things which pleases Krishna, then we have hope. And Krishna expects that we go Brahmane Hitayacha, that we not only be the well-wishers of all, but we should also do something to serve the cows and the Brahmanas. Brahmanas for us are those senior devotees who are speaking Krishna Katha. So we can always, honor such devotees by helping them in their services, by being very respectful and assisting them. So many traveling devotees are there, so many traveling Vaishnavas are there, so many traveling sannyasis are there. We can always do anything required to help those who are coming to our center and giving classes, from outside. And also we should have that respectful relationship among the Vaishnavas. Then that will be very pleasing to Krishna. So Prabhupada is saying if one follows the Brahminical culture, he will become competent in Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada is highly recommending that we follow these standards and we get extra mercy of the Lord. So I think now it's time for me to switch on the lights. I will close the curtains. Just give me half a moment. Till then, let me keep chanting. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Krishna Hare. Yes. So now the text 53, Canto 6, chapter 18, text 53. Striyo Veeravatischaret Charchit Shraganda Bali Mandanai Patim Charchyopatishteta Dhyayet Kushtagatam Chatam. Canto 6, chapter 18, text 53, translation by Srila Prabhupada. With flower garlands, sandalwood pulp, ornaments, and other paraphernalia, a woman following this vow would worship women who have sons and whose husbands are living. The pregnant wife should worship her husband and offer him prayers. She should meditate upon him, thinking that he is situated in her womb. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. The child in the womb is a part of the husband's body. Therefore, the husband, through his representative, indirectly remains within the womb of his pregnant wife. It was told that in cases where the husbands have died, the woman still did not commit sati. It is told that she didn't commit sati because for her, like for Kripi, her husband Dronacharya left, but still his representative was there in the form of Ashwatthama. So she didn't have to die. So like that, it is told that when a husband is gone, for Mother Devahuti also, that she could stay back because her husband's representative, Kapila Muni, was there to protect her, like that, you know. So the son is considered as husband's representative. Therefore, it is told that the child in the womb, being a part of husband's body, is a representative. So we go to the next verse, number 54, Canto 6, chapter 18, text 54. Samvatsaram pumsavanam vratam etad aviplutam Dharayishyasi chetubhyam shakraha bhavita sutaha. Canto 6, chapter 18, text 54, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Kashyapa Muni continued, if you perform this ceremony called Pumsavana, adhering to the vow with faith for at least 1 year, you will give birth to a son destined to kill Indra. But if there is any discrepancy in the discharge of this vow, the son will be a friend to Indra. So, you see, what Kashyapa Muni said, actually Indraha, Shakraha, actually means the, another meaning is there here, you know, in Subodhini, our Gauranga Prabhu has referred to different acharyas' commentaries, and he has given a different meaning also for the word Indra, Shakraha. Let's see, 54th verse. Yeah, Shakraha also means a follower of Indra, you know. So, like that. So, it is meaning Shakraha, the follower of Indra. Actually, it means, he used actually a double meaning word, you know. Shakraha actually means the killer of Indra, but it has another hidden meaning as a friend of Indra. So every time he uses the word killing Indra, he uses the double meaning, and he ensures that it means as the follower of Indra or friend of Indra. So Kashyap Muni tricked her actually, so that he could protect her from committing such a sin. Because sometimes if our dependents ask us things that will degrade them or degrade us, then we have to be intelligent and deal wisely. And Kashyap Muni actually did that. Canto 6, chapter 18, text 55. Padham iti abhyupetyata iti rajan mahamanaha kashyapad garbhamadatta vritam chanjodadharasa. Translation. Canto 6, chapter 18, text 55, translation by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. O King Parikshit, Diti, the wife of Kashyapa, agreed to undergo the purificatory process known as Pumsavana. Yes, she said, I shall do everything according to your instructions. With great jubilation, she became pregnant, having taken semen from Kashyapa, and faithfully began discharging the vow. She didn't understand the double meaning. And she thought, yes, I will get the killer of Indra, so I'll follow the vow. She thought like that. So, Canto 6, chapter 18, text 56. Matrisvashur abhiprayam Indra ajnaya manada shushrushanenashramastham Ditim Paryacharat Kavihi. Canto 6, chapter 18, text 56. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. O king, who are respectful to everyone, Indra understood Diti's purpose, and thus he contrived to fulfill his own interests. Following the logic that self-preservation is the first law of nature, he wanted to break Diti's promise. Thus he engaged himself in the service of Diti, his aunt, who was residing in an ashrama. See, here Indra got to know that she is getting a child to kill him. So he also didn't, it looks like he also didn't know that actually Kashyapa Muni is strict, and he was scared that she might get a son who will kill. And so he comes there to do her seva, to do the seva of the mother Diti, nicely. Why? He had his intentions behind. That was to see if any one day, if she breaks her vow, that day he wanted to go inside her womb and destroy the child before its birth. That was his plan. So let's see what happened. Canto 6, chapter 18, text 57. Nityam vanat sumanasaha halamula samitkushan patrankuram rudo pascha kale kala upaharat. Canto 6, chapter 18, text 57, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Indra served his aunt daily by bringing flowers, fruits, roots, and wood for yajnas from the forest. He also brought kusha grass, leaves, sprouts, earth, and water exactly at the proper time. So he was expert at serving Mother Diti. Imagine Diti is wanting to have a child who wants to kill Indra, and same Indra is coming to do her seva, so that her austerity will be very perfectly done. He is doing perfect assistance. In his assistance, he is not cheating, but he was waiting. By chance, if she commits a sin, I will catch her. So I should be aware, like that, So, Canto 6, chapter 18, text 58. Evam tasya vratasthaya vratachidram harirnripa Prepsu Paryacharajihmo Mrigaheva Mrigakritihi. Canto 6, chapter 18, text 58, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. O King Parikshit, as the hunter of a deer becomes like a deer by covering his body with deer skin and serving the deer, so Indra, although at heart the enemy of the sons of Diti, became outwardly friendly and served Diti in a faithful way. Indra's purpose was to cheat Diti. As soon as he could find some fault in a way, she discharged the vows of the ritualistic ceremony. However, he wanted to be undetected and therefore he served her very carefully. See, this is what actually Indra's plan was, to wait and catch her so that he could kill the baby within her womb. Indra, everywhere we find him doing some nasty things. What to do? That's why they're not called pure devotees, they are mixed devotees who have pleased Lord Vishnu, and they were having desire for controlling desire, so they are given that post. But they are. I told you that unless we have 100% Krishna prema, we're not free from envy. So if Diti was envious, Indra was also envious. Now, Canto 6, chapter 18, text 59. Nadhyagachadvratachidram tatparotha mahipate chintam tivram gata shakra kena me syat shivam tva iha. So, Srimad Bhagvatam, Canto 6, chapter 18, text 59, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. O Master of the entire world, when Indra could find no faults, he thought, how will there be good fortune for me? Thus he was full of deep anxiety. So Mother Didi did not commit any mistakes. So as the days passed, Indra was becoming very anxious. He was waiting for her to commit a mistake so that he could go and kill the baby, but she never committed a mistake till now. Let's see next what happens. Canto 6, chapter 18, text 60. Ekada sa tu sandhyayam uchishta vratakarshita asprishta vari adhau tangri sushwapa vidimohita. Canto 6, chapter 18, text 61, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Having grown weak and thin because of strictly following the principles of the vow, Diti once unfortunately neglected to wash her mouth, hands, and feet after eating and went to sleep during the evening twilight. Finally, one day she was tired. So after eating, she didn't wash her mouth, nor the hands and the feet. So she went to sleep. So this is considered, that's why in olden days, my grandfather and grandmother, they used to ensure if we go out, we must, when we enter home, we have to wash our feet. If we eat something, we have to wash our hands, we have to wash our mouth. Even if it is a small fruit, which may be a grapes or something like that, we are told to wash our mouth because of all such instructions, in Srimad Bhagvatam and other Vedic scriptures. So these are mandatory that we teach our children, right from babyhood. We should follow, we should teach the kids. So at least as Krishna conscious devotees, if we can follow the rules and regulations, it will be very nice. So today we have to wind up now at 60th verse. So we started from the 47th verse and we ended at the 60th verse. So its translations will go on, small purports that, but we stop here. What we saw today was how Diti wanted to have a child to kill Indra. That was nothing but envy. And so her husband got a shock, but he thought intelligently and he guided her. Pumsavana activity of Pumsavana, which is involving so many don'ts and so many do's. So when followed, her desire would be fulfilled in such a way that the wrong desires will be removed by Lord Hari himself. Hari means the one who steals inauspiciousness from the devotees' lives. So when somebody tries to serve Lord Hari, it's Lord Hari's responsibility to steal the inauspicious mentalities of Diti, and that is what had to happen. So let's see what will happen next in the tomorrow's class. Kashyapa Muni told her what are the do's and the don'ts, and Indra, who was also equally, competitive, envious, and in the controllership mentality, he didn't want to die. So he intelligently comes to serve the lady who's supposed to give birth to a baby who's going to kill him. So he does his service exceptionally well so that his job won't be gone, and he can keep an eye and he can do the needful. So, we can just see maybe the next verse, or no, you see that what happens next when she falls down or while she commits a mistake. What happens next? That is a suspense. You all wait for that class tomorrow. So one thing is very clear, that Kashyapa Muni taught her how to be a Krishna conscious person. And our movement is also Krishna conscious movement. So whatever qualities Diti was supposed to develop, we are all supposed to develop. So let's see how much we can improve, to whatever extent it is possible. Let's follow. So that's all. Thank you very much. If there are any comments or questions, you're most welcome. And if I have spoken something not so pleasing with respect to some standards of devotees, please forgive me for not able to communicate things properly the way maybe Prabhupada wanted to communicate. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much for this nectarian class. And Mataji, if you have some time, can you please elaborate on today's 150th appearance day of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur?
Yes. Actually, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur ji's 150th appearance day today. From today onwards, till March 2nd in Mayapur Dham also, special programs are there, because I think they are shifting Narasimhadev from the old temple to the new temple, and Narasimhadev is going to get his big temple in TOVP. So in our Vedic planetarium, first Narasimhadev is going to enter and occupy his seat. So you can all watch when you find time on Mayapur TV live. You can watch what's going to happen in the next few days. But today is Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakurji's 150th appearance day, and I have the books actually, which which is written by His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj. So, but thing is, today I had forgotten that I have to prepare for that. Still, what I remember, once upon a time I have read some portions of that, and one thing which had struck me about him was, I will be just paraphrasing whatever I read, that uh, when his disciples were finding faults with one another, when his disciples were finding faults with one another, and when it reached their spiritual master, that is His Holiness Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, that time he chastises them by saying, this finding fault is such a painful austerity which I really don't like to do, which I hate to do. And I am forced to do it with my disciples because it's a duty of a spiritual master to give corrections to the disciples. So it's such a painful austerity for me to do it. Why are you taking the pain of finding fault with others when I myself, as a duty, I find it difficult to do? Why are you doing it? So it was, for me, it was very, very shocking, because I was also at the level of fault finding. And for me, it was not difficult to find fault with others. It was easy. If I wanted to find fault, I could find fault. And when I'm reading this, it was like a shock. Oh, fault finding should become such a painful austerity. You see the standard, what it was. So, which means we have to have the standard of seeing the good in the others. Seeing the good, like Prabhupada always said, be a honeybee, not a housefly. Honeybee means only nectar hunter, find only the good in the others. Housefly means even if there is so much good, look only for the dirt, the garbage. So housefly just waits to look for some little garbage, and it feasts on it. And we should not be like those houseflies that feast on others' garbage like little bit of faults. Rather, we should be like nectar hunter honeybees that just look for, search for even the tiniest good in the others. As devotees, we have to cultivate that habit to that extent that a day should come that we should feel it a painful austerity to look for somebody's fault and to give them corrections. I would say, from my experience and from whatever I heard also, it's not that devotees means they don't see the fault. It is because when we start seeing the good in the others, one realization that I have is, when we are seeing the good, if in this much, if we are finding some small good there and the rest is not so good. So when we search for the good, we see the remaining is not good. We see that. But the thing is, we don't value the bad. We value the good. We value the good and we appreciate the good. That's all. So we have to be very, very attentive to the good in the others, and we should not value the bad. Bad we see. It's not that we don't see. We see. But we should give so much weightage to the good. So much, like if there's a balance, a balance, then you give that 1% good so much weightage that it should weigh more than the 99% bad. It should look like cotton, 10 gram of cotton, and the 1% good should feel like 1 kg of iron, like that, or 1 kg of gold. It should be weigh so much in our heart. Then what happens, no matter what means, and how to do that, how to not give any weightage to the negatives, is to just focus so much and value the good so much in them, to admire the good so much in them, And because of that good, to see them as very wonderful souls so much that that um, we find it easy to not have time to think about the negatives. So in our families, if we can follow that with our spouse, with our elders, not with our children. With our children, we have to give them corrections. With our juniors, we have to, who are under us, who want to correct themselves, we have to give them corrections lovingly. But whoever is a senior in our own family or in our own workplace, whoever we have to deal with and who are at a senior post or senior by age, then we can value their good so much and be very appreciative of their good so much that um, we will not value the bad, and that should become a habit. When that becomes a habit very deeply, that is when, you know, we will finding fault as a painful austerity. And we should never we should never have any taste. Because of that habit, we will not have, and we should come to the position of not having any taste to see the bad in the others. We should develop this seeing the good habit so deeply in us that we should not have any taste to see the bad in the others, especially if they're not subordinate to us in position or by volunteer relationships. If they are not asking us to be their counselor, or if they're not our children, then we should not value any bad in the others. That's all. Now, if you have any questions, sorry, I did not prepare for Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's matters. I totally forgot. I'm so sorry about that. It was half day fasting for us also. But somehow I forgot to prepare that for you. But please be satisfied with whatever I remembered. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments? You're welcome. Otherwise, we can wind the call because I will go to study
Thank
Srimad
you.
Bhagavatam for my exams.
Thank you,
Mataji.
Mataji. Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
Sorry, I forgot to remind you about Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur.
No problem, Mataji. It's all right. You want me to take out a book and read something from there? Or shall we end it here?
Hare Krishna ji,
Yeah.
Madhavi, all Guru Shri Prabhupada Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for the wonderful class and reading all the things we should follow. That's why we hear things like you have to clean your teeth before sleeping, and then when we go out of the house, even if we go to the temple or anywhere outside, we should come and wash our feet, and things like that, like basic things. Wear fresh clothes. So all those things are coming, and maybe we can reinforce it more because it's coming from Bhagvatam. So that was very nice. I really like that part. So Mataji, you were mentioning about that finding fault is in connection, you use the word austerity, right? So Mataji, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So no, I can't see you, so I was yeah. So like austerity, like I think that austerity is I connect austerity to like some kind of a shram, some kind of an effort. We are doing this. Say if my leg got broken, I have to walk on one leg. It's really an austerity. That so in connection to fault finding, that word I was not able to understand about austerity. And also, what I had heard, one small little quotes which I generally read and share on Facebook and other places, is that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, he said that we have to look within us how many faults are there, because it's like then I'm adding thing like if you're pointing a finger to someone, then 4 fingers are anyway pointing to us. So why not contemplate inside of us only what is going on, other than bothering about the others? So in that reference, I had read. So just I keep those thoughts always before, I indulge into that. But yeah, my question is regarding that austerity thing. But maybe I'm understanding it in a wrong way. But I want you to explain to me, because I feel that to criticize someone, or to find faults, or to do gossiping, is very, very far from austerity. It is something which is so much inherent in us, because these millions of life we have lived, and there is so much of dirt, and what do you call that, lust, anger, greed, all those things are there, and it just comes out like that, and we just do whatever we have to do, and then later on we repent, and again we're in this cycle, just like a birth and death cycle. This is going on. So just if you can give some clarification, and sorry if my question is kind of, I didn't want to place it as a challenge, but I want to myself more on this aspect. So if I can hear a little bit more on this auspicious day about fault finding, then maybe through all the devotees here, and through Bhakti Sant Saraswati Maharaj, I can eradicate completely with their mercy. I mean, otherwise it won't happen, this fault finding. So thank you, Mataji.
Thank you very much for this question. I thought I had answered it with my explanation, but I understand that you need more explanation. Whatever you understood is perfectly correct. Austerity means like when your one leg is broken, with one leg when you walk, it's such an austerity to walk. It's such a pain. Means painful tapasya. Austerity is meaning it is same. Now why how it is like it's so easy for us to find fault with others. And how Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Maharaj said it's an austerity means, that's what I was telling you, that from whatever is so easy for us to do, it's very easy for us to find fault with others. So now from that phase, we have to climb up to a much better standard where finding fault will become a painful austerity. Right now, for a materialist, to see the good in others and to appreciate is a painful austerity, because they want all appreciation for themselves and not for the others. Especially if there is a quarrelsome husband and wife, if you ask a husband, you appreciate your wife, tell 5 good points. If you're trying to be a counselor and you want to sort out things between them, and you tell them, now each one of you tell one good in the wife, and wife should tell one good in the husband. It becomes a painful austerity for the one who is the topper in finding fault. It becomes a painful austerity. And for the one who is not such a topper in finding fault, he will be able to easily find the good. So whatever is an austerity for a very envious person, what is austerity for envious person? Is to see the good in the others. It is such a pain, like how I can, and that too, you are told that on a daily basis, you are the wife of the so and so. So you should daily appreciate him. You are talking always in a very hurtful way. So you should start talking now in a very appreciative tone. Means it becomes such a painful austerity for the wife to appreciate. What to speak of appreciation? Even husband cracks jokes. I have seen wives don't laugh, especially if they're quarrels. Their wives, they are so unhappy that they don't even want to laugh, because laughter means an appreciation. Even if a wife laughs at the husband's joke, she feels it as an appreciation of his talent. So she does not even want to laugh. I have seen it. Very good, very good comedian husband was there, of a good wife. I mean, she was good, but somehow among them, their stars didn't match. So they used to, husband used to be angry behind not in front of us. She used to complain like that, very angry husband and all that. And she was not able to laugh at his jokes. He would crack such nice jokes that we all would laugh, but she could not laugh. Why? Because, and I noticed not only her and another couple, where the husbands crack jokes and the wives don't laugh. And one day when I was angry, when my husband cracked a joke, I also didn't laugh. That's when I understood, see, that much they're all angry. You know, uh, like that, So these people, when they are very unhappy, I mean, to appreciate. So appreciation becomes an austerity. When appreciation becomes an austerity, when you really don't get along with the person, that level, right now we are at that level. Now, what is Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Maharaj level is the opposite. He finds it austerity to see the negatives and to give a correction. It's an austerity. So he is saying, it is such an austerity that I have to correct my disciples by finding their fault. And, I just like to appreciate, means his heart is so good. He's such an elevated personality that he can see the good in everyone. What to speak of his disciples who has taken the Diksha and chanting 64 rounds. His disciples, all of them chant 64 rounds of Hare Krishna mantra. It is Prabhupada who mercifully reduced 64 to 16. But all Prabhupada's God brothers, they would chant 64 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And such disciples, Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Maharaj just does not want to see any fault in them. He just wants to be happy with them. He just wants to appreciate them. He values their good work so much that once one of the disciple was a real so-called miscreant. This also I read. I didn't remember now because of this question. I remember. He was so much hated by the people around. They came and told that your disciple, that one disciple is such a terrible fellow. He doesn't deserve to stay in your ashram. Ashram means saintly people should live, but he is such a dirt for the ashram. Why don't you kick him out of the ashram? Like that. So again, I'm paraphrasing from my memory. I've just grasped the essence and I'm just presenting the essence as it is for you. So he said, if he's such a painful person, see, he appreciates his disciples for their chanting and for whatever good that he is seeing. So he's telling, if he's such a painful person, if he's such a dirty person, I'm paraphrasing. I cannot remember the dialogues, what he said, but the essence is what you have to grasp. If he's such a bad person, according to your perspective, then for a bad person, if inside our ashram he can't correct, then where else he can correct himself? Such a bad person means he has to be in our ashram so that he can get fine-tuned, he can get purified. In the association of other good people, he will also become better. If ashram is not the place for purifying, which other better place is there where he can be more purified than this? Therefore, it is very nice that he is staying here. Means he was such a nice, saintly, Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, such a saintly person. He was the saintliest among the saintly souls, that he could see only the good. He had such a big heart that when Prabhupada was attentively hearing Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj lecture, that one god brother of Prabhupada, he was just touching Prabhupada, hey, listen, listen, listen. So much he was irritating from the back. And finally, when Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Maharaj was giving the class, Prabhupada once turned to say, please don't disturb. Immediately he said, attentively here. That part I don't remember the essence very clearly. But Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj wanted disciple, means with complete discipline, he should be fully hearing whatever the spiritual master is saying, So he was such a strict person. But when it comes to seeing the faults, means he was very strict in doing the do's, like attentively hear your spiritual master, try your best to follow, chant your 64 rounds, everything, he was very good. But when it comes to he seeing the negatives in the others, even if it is his own disciple, he didn't like to see the negatives. Because he's such a saintly person, he's full of saintly qualities. If we are filled with full saintly qualities, we get attracted to other saintly qualities. Suppose if I am a teacher or if I am a speaker, then I will be observing how the speaker is presenting the things. If I'm more into speaking, then I will be more into seeing how the speaker is presenting also. But if I'm a listener, then I will be seeing how other neighbors around me are listening attentively or not. If I am into attentive listening, I will be seeing how many are attentively listening. And there are some who are forced to come and sit and hear a lecture. They are not into hearing. So they will be looking for people who are not listening to class, like them, and they make friendship with such people. you know, like in the classes, the children who are little naughty, they make friendship of other naughty kids, right? And the children who are very sincere and serious about their studies, they make friendship with those who are more sincere than them, right? So, because whatever we have, we look for the same quality in others. The same way, Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Maharaj had so much of saintly qualities, so much of saintly qualities. He was a saint among the saints to such an extent that he would see the saintly qualities in all his disciples. And when he sees only saintly qualities, just imagine you have two children. Imagine that you have two children. One of them is a most saintliest child, and one of them is the most criminal child in the family. So, to correct a criminal child is very easy, but to correct a saintly child, how you feel when a saintly child does a mistake, then you don't, the same mistake, if it is a criminal who did, then we will say, how many times? Everything you are doing this like this only. We shout at them. But when a saintly child is committing a mistake, then we say, oh, why did you do this? Means it becomes a pain to tell also. Like that, for Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, everybody was a saint around him. Everybody, all disciples were saints for him. Means he saw the good so much that he saw that they're serving, they're in the ashram, they're assisting the spiritual master. He was so grateful. So to find fault with them was such a painful austerity for him. And so what I was trying to say was, if at all we could emulate his quality, if at all we could follow in his footsteps by admiring that quality, by what is that, and if at all we could reach that stage where fault finding is not as easy as a cakewalk, but fault finding should become such a terrible austerity that we should not want to do it. But only if they are our children, then we have to guide them. So we have to correct them. And if they are our students who are wanting to learn from us, then we have to guide them. So otherwise, we should not even want to do it for anybody else who are not our students, who are not our children. We should not even want to do this austerity of finding fault in others. That was what I was trying to explain. And thank you very much. I got to know that I did not convey it properly. Now, is this clear, or you want more explanation?
No, Mataji is more than clear now. Very nice. I just wanted some explanation on this. And one thing I remembered from the past, somehow Krishna has given memory, and that, like Bhakti Saraswati Maharaj said that, if we have to sell, it doesn't matter, more important is to put your blood into making one person a devotee, even if you have to sell a temple, something like that. It came from him, right? So how important it is for him to make a person a devotee. I'm not able to express myself, but then, rather than, don't lose the people who are there with you and make them nice devotees. So I'm sorry if I said it in a different way, but maybe it's from some other Maharaj. But I thought, I think I do less reading and more quotes. So, I'm
No,
little
no, I
confused.
think I'm not sure, but I think that's perfect, correct attitude of Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, because I have seen his photo in that book. He's worn suit boot, and he said, I am ready to serve chicken to people, to the Britishers, if I get the opportunity to preach to them, something like that. Means he was ready to do anything and everything to make people Krishna conscious. So temple is after all a building, and when Prabhupada was told, why do you spend so much money, and energy to build such big temples? He said, only if we have big temples, people like you will come to see. I can have a small temple under the tree, but people like you will not come to my temple. That's why for your sake of your kind of people, I have to build. Means neither Prabhupada nor Prabhupada's spiritual master were keen on building such temples, but that also they did to make people devotees. So we can sell a temple to make a devotee, but we build big temples to make more devotees. Like that means in that respect, means here I repeat, we see making devotee is the most important thing. To make a devotee, he was willing to sell temple. suppose if that is a fact that he said, then it is correct. It is correct because Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj was like that, that he has told, I have seen it. This I very clearly remember. He's in a different kind of costume and he's serving chicken, to the British people. As far as I remember, they were British people. And why? Because give them the food that they like and slowly preach to them. That was the idea. Slowly preach to them. Because his father was a judge and all the Britishers were impressed by the father, and the Britishers used to come and request him to continue to the judge post, and he quit the job and things like that. So probably they had developed some friendly relationships, and he was willing to serve even chicken for getting an opportunity to impress them with the food that they like. We serve, and then we give them something about Krishna consciousness. So if we can go to that extent, then he's saying that we can sell a temple to make one person a devotee. That is also probably correct. It must be him only, because the whole thing is that make someone into a devotee. Of course, we are not the doers, but we can pray to endeavor as an instrument of the Lord, saying that please help me to, I would like to be instrument in your hands. You make him into a devotee. For that, I'm willing to do any kind of service, even if it requires to sell the temple. Even into that extent, temple is what we value so much. But even that I can sell, because if he becomes a devotee, then it's that will be very pleasing to Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Jagai Madai, they were willing to get beaten up. They were willing to get shed their blood. Why? To make two people into devotees. So similarly, the same mood here, that they are willing to do anything. The purpose is not selling the temple. It's just a saying. It is to say that building temple is so important, because we can preach to so many people. But if but it is more important to make one person into a devotee. See, if you can make somebody into a devotee, do anything required. Means do even if you have to sell the temple also. It's not meaning that you should sell a temple, but he means even more important than building a temple is to make someone Krishna conscious. That's the whole essence that I understand, is that somehow or the other make a person into a devotee. And I know clearly that in the book, that photo also is there. He said that if I can preach something to the Westerners, and if there's a need to wear suit, boot, if there's a need to serve meat, I will do that to make them devotees, to try to, preach Krishna consciousness like that. So that is the mode. And Prabhupada also said that I want to build very big temples. Why? Because people should come to temple, and that's where we try to make them devotees. So that's the mode. Also, I have something on this table only. I'll rotate the camera. I have forgotten that exact dialogue, so I will just here is it. It's my camera rotate here. Here somewhere I've seen. Oh, where's that one? There's a card. Oh, where's that one? There was a card on this. I think it's on the other table. Okay, sorry, it's on the other table. It's not on this table. There was a card, like how we have a card here, like that. There was another card. It had a write-up of Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur's message. It says that if we are not preaching, then it's like a dead body which is walking, like that, something like that, So I thought of showing, but it's not here. Just a minute, I'll just go outside and then I'll bring the camera back. I think it's on the other table there. So that one thing we will see and we'll conclude. 1 minute. Just a minute. Here there's a here you see this one. So I just turn the camera around. So this is our Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur from this table. So life is for the glorification of topics on Hari. If that is stopped, then what need is there to carry on life? Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj. See, life is for the glorification of topics on Hari. If that is stopped, then what need is there to carry on life? So this is the emphasis that he gave for the sake of preaching. So what you said, that even if I can sell a temple, but I can make one devotee by selling a temple, I'll do. So because why his mood was that life is for glorification. Life means, if you're alive, then do glorification. Otherwise, don't even be alive. So if that is stopped, what need is there to carry on life? So what's the need of staying alive? So that was the thing, my dear friends. So we now go back to the class and we start. A minute.
Thank you, Mataji, for
Yes,
taking
so I hope I've answered.
Thank you so much for taking the time, Mataji, to read the quote. So he was mentioned as a lion guru, na? Lion guru.
Yes, Lion Guru, correct. Perfectly correct. He said that um, be a lion when you preach to the materialists, and be a sheep or a deer amidst the devotees, something like that. Means be a lion. He said it actually. Be a lion among the materialists when you preach. Means preach boldly. Whatever you have to say it. Don't try to fine tune it and then make it palatable for their ears. But when you have to say, that is why I think saint, saint, what's it called, santa, or I don't know which word. It actually means they speak so strong that hearing, a saint is one who speaks such strong words because of their spiritual advancement. When they speak such strong words, it is like a cutting thing for a materialist, that he will give up, like suppose if he says, see, Bhaktivinoda Maharaj says, life is for glorification of topics of Lord Hari. If that is stopped, what need is there to continue with life? When he says like that, with his spiritual advancement, a materialist who's sitting there, he will get a shock, and he'll give up his attitude, of speaking about all politics and all other garbage, and he will feel like starting to talk about Hari. So he will think that, oh, but I don't know what is there to talk. So let me start hearing. So he starts hearing, means his transformation starts. What he was attached to was hearing politics. So politics hearing tendency will be there, but he will start hearing Krishna Katha, and he'll start talking. And therefore, by hearing little, he'll get more interest and he will improve. So saint means the one who speaks very strong, so that the other person's heart gets transformed. Not that they taper down the dose and they give in a way that this other person does not transform also easily. He does not get the essence also. Not like that. So that is why he was called as Lion Guru. And for him, the whole goal was somehow or the other make people into Krishna conscious devotees. So that is why that's why he did so many years of 3 lakh, or I don't know how much. He did holy name chanting first. After doing so much of chanting, then only he came out to preach, because he wanted to have that spiritual advancement. Very intense sadhana he wanted to do, and then he wanted to come and give the content to the world. And his whole goal was to deliver, deliver Krishna consciousness to people and to transform them. It was not to give information, but he wanted transformation. And for transformation, he was ready to pay in any way. So that is our Lion Guru, His Holiness Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Thank you so much, dear Mataji, for helping me with the contents. You're actually helping me to remember things, and it was very nice. I'm sorry, but I did not, think of preparing something on this. I was aware that today is 150th day, and I was searching in Mayapur TV like what we can see, but I was already late. I spent little extra time today cleaning up the house, and I totally did not go through his life story today. But see, you people are merciful that you made me speak, and so something we discussed. Thank you so much, my dear friends. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. I think we had a nice discussion, and in the sense that we're not just fasting for the acharyas, and it's so nice that we have a parampara system, And because of that, we know that, like, all the time, everybody will say Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. But actually, the whole credit goes to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, because when he saw Srila Prabhupada, I think 1 or 2 times only, and see how he could actually empower him and see him and tell him that go to the West because your English is good. So all this he did. So actually, the whole credit goes to him, and and then of course to other gurus. So everything I feel in Krishna consciousness is perfect. I just wanted to mention this last thing. Thank you. And the parampara system is there. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Yes, he told, when Prabhupada said, now is not the time to study Krishna consciousness. Now is we don't even have freedom. So all we need is freedom now. When he said like that, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, I'm paraphrasing, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj said, freedom, this is what dog says, dog territory says, this is me, this is my home. You don't go, bow, 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 bow. This is dog consciousness to say it's my country, your country. Everything belongs to Krishna, Vasudeva Kutumbakam, everything. Just go to the West and preach. Krishna consciousness is the need of the hour. If you spread Krishna consciousness, then even the Britishers will have transformation and he may leave, something on those lines. So that made Prabhupada think, actually, that to think of freedom is like dog consciousness. To say this is just this border is my country, and the rest are all not ours. No, everybody are Krishna's people. The whole world is Krishna's. What my country, your country, So these were something very shocking, actually, for me also when I first heard, because in schools we are trained to say that patriotism and our country, our nation, and things like that. But when I heard it first time, at whatever age, 25 plus, I heard this sentence. I really was shocked that, so this kind of shocks, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj is very expert saint who's into giving shocks to materialists. So this shock even Prabhupada got. And Prabhupada was meant to get that shock and he was meant to uplift everybody. But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj gave that shock experience to us, actually, mainly. So yes, thank you so much, dear Mataji, for reminding that also. Very nice. Thank you so much. Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you for wonderful discussion. We know Rupini Padma Mataji has so many interrogative questions, so it makes the class more interesting at the end. And also, I know sometimes Partha Prabhu also, ask so many questions, so it makes it more interesting and knowledgeable again. But it was very wonderful and nice to hear all these pastimes and instructions by his holiness, his divine Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. One more just thing I wanted to highlight. I think everyone must be knowing that that recently they have come up with a stamp of 500 rupees, or I don't know, it is rupees only, on the occasion of this 150th anniversary. So India has already introduced that, government. So I think everyone knows about that. So it is written on that stamp 150th birth anniversary, and they have mentioned the name also, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Yes. And
Thank you so
that's
much.
what. Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yes, we had heard, and since we never procured one, and we had to apply to procure one, and it came, we relished, and we forgot. Thank you so much for reminding us of that.
Yeah,
On
I
this
think
Shwetanasthi
one another way of preaching can be done, like we can just spread a word to get one stamp each, like every devotee can just keep one stamp in their home, like like as a memory, so Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur.
Yes, that's a very nice thing.
Yeah, like
And I
whenever.
don't know how to procure one. Though staying in India, I really do not know how to procure. It was some time ago it was released, and
I think
since
Mataji, it should be available in the post offices, right?
maybe then I should go there and find out.
Yeah.
These days we don't write letters, and there are no post boxes anywhere near our house. We have to walk 3 kilometers or more to go to post office. So we never go there, and these things are forgotten now. Post office existence also is forgotten. Thank you for bringing it up, Prabhu. I will try to procure one coin if it's still there. That time we had to apply and something like that, and we had to get it. Nice, Prabhu. Very nice. Thank you for that information. Sitting around there, you're able to guide us here. It's
No,
so
I was
nice. Thank you so much.
so whenever I go to India, I will definitely get one stamp at least for my memory. So that's
Very nice. Very nice, Prabhu. Very nice. Thank you so much. It's a
yeah.
stamp or a coin. The coin had
It was the picture.
No,
What I
coin,
have.
coin, Mataji. Coin.
Is it a coin?
coin.
Coin,
Coin.
coin,
I think
Prabhuji.
Chandra
That's
also.
Both coin and stamp. 5 rupee
Stamp
stamp
also.
and 150 rupee coin.
I can share this on our everyday group. 1 minute. I'm just sharing so everyone can see this. 1 minute. Yeah, you can just see. I think it is a stamp kind of.
One stamp is there, 5
Yeah.
rupee stamp and 150 rupee coin. Both are there.
Okay. Yeah, 150 coin. Okay.
Nice. Partha Prabhu has all the correct information from Shastras and also from Indian government. Very nice, Partha Prabhu. Very nice.
Yeah.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna
so
Mataji,
much.
Dandavat Pranam.
Then-
Prabhupada. It was such a nice class, and you highlighted and as I was hearing the verses, it came to strike me that even the demoniac people with a demoniac mind in those days, they were so ritualistic, they were so Vedic in terms of at least finishing doing the karma kanda activities. Nowadays the demons we are seeing, they're not even close to the karma kanda activities. Even they think themselves they're Ishwaraham Aham Bhogi. At least Ishwaraham, that concept wasn't there in the demons of those ages. Maybe their concept of Aham Bhogi was there, but nowadays it's completely even further down. I mean, it's so much, deplorable situation as the time is progressing in the Kali Yuga. Of course, Mahaprabhu's mission is making many devotees also. Is going to increase. And about Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, I wanted to, you nicely pointed out so many points of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, and your class was so nectarian and your station so purifying. With your kind permission, Mataji, I want to add one thing.
Yes, please speak. We are very eager to hear, Prabhu.
Yeah, the last verse of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Pranam Mantra, we say that Rupanuga Viruddha Aposiddhanta Santa Harine. So, that is Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Guru Maharaj stood firmly for the Rupanuga Siddhantas. That is, anybody who is not following Rupanuga Siddhantas, he would, like you said, that he will rip them apart because he is so much argumentative and so much strong in his scriptural standing. That he was earlier into that Surya Siddhanta also before he came to Krishna consciousness. So so he couldn't stand the Mayavadis. So there was one contest in the Midnapur in Bengal. There some Mayavadi, some big Mayavadi preacher and not preacher, the sannyasi, and there was a argument, tarka duel, tarka juddho, the argumentation duel. So in that, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur won so convincingly that there were so many people would come. Like earlier days, there would be this tarka juddha, that is this duel of arguments, and a lot of people would come to hear, because more they hear, more they get knowledge, right? So they would come, and he won so convincingly that in that British time, that everybody wanted to get the dust of the lotus feet of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. So maybe thousands of people, they would come, and the police had to take action. So police, what they did was put the Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj feet in the bucket of water and took that bucket of water and sprayed the water across. I mean, it's we do the we sprinkle the water in the temple, right? So that way, the police took the bucket of water and sprayed across over the heads of thousands of people. So I mean, it's gives me so much happiness to find that our Guru Varga is so rich, so in deep knowledge about scriptures, and of course, scripture is only, the knowledge is only one part, and other than Krishna says. Tesham Gyani Nityayukta Eka Bhakti Visheshate. So Gyan is there, but unless and they were enriched with the Bhakti also, which made them so much dear to Krishna. We find ourselves so much fortunate to have such a powerful and enriching Guru Varga. So we can feel so indebted and fortunate to have such a nice Guru Varga. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Partha Prabhu. It was such a nectarian thing to know that police people, first of all, they are coming to do crowd control, and then they are assisting by dipping his feet in the bucket of water and they are spreading it. Very nice, very nice. Very, very heart-touching. And very, very creative. And it brings a very joyful laughter, probably in all hearers' hearts. Thank you so much, dear Prabhu, Partha Prabhu, for enriching our classes. As always, either with questions or with points. Thank you so much, Partha Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Anybody has anything to add or any questions you can ask? Otherwise, we will wind up the class.
Yeah, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. I just want to add one simple thing, which like everyone is aware of that. I'm not adding anything which is very like unknown to anyone. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, like when Prabhupada in his time, Srila Prabhupada was struggling for distributing books in India. That's what I read somewhere. So, then it was a time like Prabhupada came to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and he was like in the conversation, and one fine day Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, go to West and preach. So that was the instruction, and which Prabhupada also followed very sincerely. And like that was the vision, what like it was such a broad, and I can say we can say it was such a you know there is no limit, I can say. Now what we see is gone, and anyway there was an attraction for Westerners, right? Like even now here people use shorts, there people will start using those kind of shorts. Like example I'm giving, t-shirts, like branded t-shirts in India, they'll follow the West, not India but even across the globe. And now the situation is that like after seeing this American devotees, Gora bhi, like it is said like Gora bhi Krishna Bhagwan ki bhakti kar rahe, to hum kyun piche, because hamare ghar mein to भगवान पहले से है. From childhood we are seeing Krishna in our parents' altar. So it was
very true, Prabhu. White elephants. They were called white elephants.
Yes, and it is I can say it is really very huge, like austere blessing, and I can say like that was the very broad vision what Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave this instruction, and now everyone knows like where we all are, so, and that is all like if we go back, that is the mercy. So we should definitely at 12:30 like you must have already celebrated, but we are not going to temple today, but we'll definitely celebrate at our home at least.
I also didn't go to temple offline, but I'm here in the temple online. This is my celebration with you all now. I also did not celebrate at 12:30. But yes, thank you so much. Yes, as far as I know, He told on the day one when he met Prabhupada, you all English educated people, you go to the West and preach to them in English. This was
Yeah.
told right in the beginning. Maybe it's second time he emphasized it. And actually, I also have heard that in the dream of Prabhupada also, I think he told that you take sannyas, go and preach, something like that. I forgot that. But Prabhupada was told by his spiritual master and reminded to go to West and preach, and Prabhupada never forgot. He kept in his mind, and yes, Prabhu, you are completely correct. If he had not gone and preached, and if he just managed a small ashram here in India, I would not have become Krishna conscious. It's because it said so much nicely, and and Western bodied souls like Isole Japataksa Maharaj came, and I was not thinking of becoming disciple or something like that because I didn't even know. And he told me in the first meeting of ours actually that I just spoke about Mayapur and I glorified, not knowing. So Japataksa Maharaj was the person who did it actually. So and when I explained that much and I sat down, that was my first meeting in 2001 or 2002 maybe 2002 or 2003. That time he told, why don't you become my disciple? I mean, you please become my, something like that he said. And I was shocked, and I thought, I will think. I was so ignorant. I didn't know that, how we should see saintly people and things like that. Yes, because he came, he spoke, I also became disciple. And like me, many, and whenever I take Indians to Mayapur, they are thinking I am a fanatic. But when they see Westerners, say, oh, so many Westerners, they are wearing sari. Oh, Westerners, they're wearing dhoti. Oh, they are chanting. When we tell them, they don't
Yeah.
get impressed. Mayapur and they see the Westerners, you are right, Prabhu, they become influenced. As you said, they wear shorts, these people copy them. They wear t-shirt, these people copy them. They leave their culture and they copy them. But you see, Westerners only had to come and preach. Prabhupada has to go and preach to Westerners. Westerners had to come and preach to us, and we became Krishna conscious. And it's all our Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Maharaj's plan.
Yeah.
His mission fulfilled. Correct.
Yeah.
So we should be grateful. Thank you so much for reminding us and bringing up this point, dear Nikunj Prabhuji. It was so nice that you have also added charm, a lot of charm to the class by adding points. Thank you so much. Hare
Yeah.
Krishna.
Mataji, I want to thank Nikunj Prabhuji, and also we have to thank Modi ji, because Modi ji is very favorable, and I'm sure his hand has to be there in that coin which has come out, and we are going to stay with the, just like Srila Prabhupada said, for 10,000 years this movement will run. Similarly, all these things have to happen. People have to, at least somebody will see the coin and see who's Bhakti, and everybody Googles now. And in the Google, they'll read about Bhaktisnatha Saraswati, and once they read that, they were connected to ISKCON, and maybe they can come to the ISKCON temple. So, I mean, it's so wonderful. And, there are so many people we can thank also now presently, because I know Modi ji is doing a lot and he's very pious person and he's also very favorable to ISKCON. So from my heart, I'm thanking him also because of Prabhuji mentioned about the coin, that otherwise, without the political contact and it's not hard, it's not easy in India, especially. So thank you, Prabhuji, for mentioning that. Hare Krishna.
It's a big honor to ISKCON also, so
Yes.
government has recognized it. So. Yes, thank you, Mataji. It's a nice discussion.
When we were very young, we used to have Mahatma Gandhi coin, right? Mahatma Gandhi. So
Yes.
it's like that. Like now we are in our 50s, 40s, all of us mostly. So, we see we are so, at least we are living to see this honor. So, yeah, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yes, it is because of our Modi ji. Actually, it happened. If it was not him, I don't think anything would have happened in this direction. So, yes, I think we should once chant Hare Krishna mantra, one Hare Krishna mantra. If all devotees chant for Modi ji to live long and to do more and more better work, to spread this golden age directly or indirectly, I think that will be good.
Yes,
Can we all
Mataji.
chant one Hare Krishna mantra for him on this auspicious day?
Sure, Mataji.
Yes,
Hare
let's all together,
Yeah.
speaker,
Yeah.
put your speakers on and let's chant. Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama
Hare Rama, Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
So we
Hare Krishna.
prayed for Modi ji to live long and to do better activities for helping us directly or indirectly to promote Krishna consciousness all over the world. And
And because of his friendly relations with all the countries, recently Saudi Arabia opened the biggest Swaminarayan temple. So that is also one good news. Yeah.
Not Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi.
It's Abu Dhabi. Yeah. Abu
Yeah,
Dhabi
Abu
and
Dhabi. He
between
has
Dubai and Abu Dhabi. Yeah.
recently he went to
And we visited that temple, Mataji, last December. We went to Abu Dhabi.
very nice. Abu Dhabi, I think they
It's
have one
near
ISKCON
Dubai,
temple
Mataji.
also.
Near Dubai. No, they don't have
Yes.
ISKCON temple. They have Bhakti Vriksha around
Akshardham.
200 people. Yeah.
Mataji, Akshardham has been opened in the same like Delhi or New Jersey. They have opened in US also. So same temple is opened in. So it is good. Like at least something is, even Muslim countries, they are accepting these things now because Modi is so active. And recently I heard I read somewhere, so it will make everyone laugh. Nowadays Modi, even he uh, like it was a kind of, they said, Modi is so austere nowadays, like even Indra is afraid like his throne will be gone. In-
Correct. Nice,
so
nice joke.
yeah,
You had
so
warned, Nikunja Prabhu warned first only that you'll laugh, and I thought now he warned, now we will not be able to laugh. But no, it was such a powerful joke. Nice. Thank you, Prabhu. Very nice.
so
Correct.
the
My
yeah.
God.
So the austerities, what, like Modi is not a ISKCON devotee, but at the same time, he is already also an initiated person from some guru. He is following all this, whatever meditation he is doing. So he is a devotee basically. So, he is really doing good. We hope, as you prayed, very nice, Mataji. We all prayed for him. He, as long as even another term will definitely change India a lot, So.
Let
So
him
we'll,
live long and let him go on for a few terms. We know
yeah,
he
yeah.
can do a lot of Krishna consciousness spreading indirectly or directly because golden age has to come. Indra
Yes.
Prabhu has told, his 3 lectures only are there, I think, in ISKCON Directory, and he's told, by hook or crook, somehow or the other, Krishna consciousness is going to spread because that's a word, forecast. It has to happen. Now, how it will happen? Whoever comes forward, they will be empowered, and through them it will happen. Whoever. So whoever comes forward to do something. So let people like Modi, let people like all of you, all of us, put our efforts to come forward to do something and let it happen. And when big leaders like Modi, if he can be prayed and if we can pray for him, and if something can happen, it's always very nice. I was just yesterday only remembering how he said at 7 o'clock, all of you show lights, and everywhere we would see light. I mean, he just requested and everybody followed. So if he says something, people will follow. So the more powerful he becomes, then the more powerful and influensive his requests will be. So we all have to pray for his welfare, I feel. And we all have to pray that whoever comes, let Krishna consciousness spread. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So now I think it's already late for all of
Thank
you
you,
also.
Mataji. Yeah, we took a lot of your time. So thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
All
Sorry
right. It was
about that. Let's pay obeisances to all the Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpatari vaishya kripa sindhu vaivasya patitanam pavane
Pranam
Vaishnavebhyo
Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo,
namo
Namo Namah.
Namaste Koti Namah Ki Jai Namarjana Shridas Thakur Ki
Jai
Jai
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada Ki
Jai,
Jai
Jai.
Granthara Srimad
Pad
Bhagavatam
ki
Ki
Jai,
Jai
Jai.
Her Grace Amrita
ki
Madhavi
Jai,
Mataji Ki Jai.
Jai.
Thank you so much,
our
ki
Mataji.
words,
Jai.
Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Devotees who joined
Our
today.
words, Prabhupada. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Shri
Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj.
Oh yes.
Jai.
Jai. Thank you. Thank you,
Jai.
Mataji.
Divine
Hare
Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Jai.